My name is Alex Pennington, and we are the Aspiring Writers United. Today, I'm going to tell you guys how I gained over 75,000 Twitter followers. And no, I'm not a best-selling author. I haven't produced some amazing product. I haven't had my own TED Talk, sadly. But there are a couple tips and tricks that you can use to actually really gain a gigantic following. My first tip for you guys tonight: follow people in your target audience. Follow other writers. Follow readers. If they say YA, give them a follow. Authors, editors, writers, anything bookish related. But don't do this too much because you'll get in trouble on Twitter and you don't want that. So you can follow up to 200 people per day without getting in trouble. But you probably don't want to actually follow 200 because that's the steadfast limit. And if you accidentally hit another follow, you might get in trouble. Instead, follow 100 people, maybe 150, but don't go crazy with it. Don't just be about the follow game, but definitely have a consistent daily, and yes, daily, follow. Follow 100 people every day. That's 500 people a week, not counting weekends. Second, look at other accounts that are bigger than yours. An account that comes to mind is Paper Fury. We see her tweets all over the internet. She's famous. She is an author. Her content is amazing. I'm a huge fan. But look at how she does things. Look at how other big accounts does things. How do they tweet? How do they post? Don't just look at what they're posting about, but look at how they do it. Look at the lists they make. They'll have like little bullet points, and they're trying to be funny, or they're trying to be motivating. These are your two biggest selling points: humor, motivation. Especially if you can combine the two. And the reason they work so well is because if you're following a bunch of writers, and that's your target audience, and that's the majority of your following, they can relate to that. When you post something motivational, they probably think, I've been there. That actually helps me. I can't tell you how many times I've had people either DM me or comment below saying, hey, thank you for saying that. That was actually really helpful. I was kind of in a dark place, but then I read that tweet and it actually made me feel better and is helping me. I know that kind of sounds a little silly because you're like, why would a tweet make somebody feel better? But writing is very lonely. It's difficult. It's not easy. And just knowing that, hey, other people are going through it and that it's going to be okay makes a huge difference to a lot of people. It's important. And I guarantee you, if you have not already gotten to a place where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out. Maybe I'm a failure. Maybe I'm just not a writer. You will. It's going to be scary. It's going to be not fun. And you're going to be there. But maybe you can get a little bit of motivation that makes you go, maybe I am good at this. Maybe I should keep writing. Maybe I can do this. It's all about staying motivated. But the other thing is humor. Try to be funny. Your target audience, they know writing, they know books, they know editing, they know how difficult it can be. And so try to be funny about it. Try to laugh a little bit. It's a very serious art form. It can be scary, so have some fun. Kind of figure out what things actually make people laugh. And this is actually another tip for you guys. When you're tweeting, think of this as a giant survey. If you do 20 tweets and you have 5 tweets that do really well, like they blow up, you might want to ask yourself, why? What made these 5 tweets do really well while these 15 tweets did not? and analyze them. And then you might go, okay, so, these 5 tweets were about these topics. Maybe you then throw another tweet out kind of related to those topics. For me personally, what did I find? Anxiety, being an introvert, and avoiding writing. Those 3 topics. I know, it's pretty great. Those 3 topics my audience loved. You want to know why? Because my audience is made of a bunch of introverts who have some anxiety about writing and are on Twitter instead of writing. And I too am on Twitter, avoiding writing with my anxiety about writing. It's a full circle. We all have this. And so it's connecting with the audience because I'm like, I'm struggling. They're like, I'm struggling too. We're struggling together. And that's what makes it fun. And so my third and final tip is to tweet out things that you like. Have some fun with it. Experiment. Go, okay, this works. This doesn't work. But always tweet what you enjoy. What actually matters to you. If you're going to be motivational, open up a little bit. Kind of peel away the layers. Get a little personal. And try to be funny. I bet you're more funny than you think. Just off the top of my head, when Ashley Early and we did some podcasting whenever we were trying to figure out this whole YouTube business out, and I'm hopefully going to get her on here again soon. I found that we were a lot more funny than I thought we would be. Whenever you turn on the camera, your first thought is, I'm not going to know what to say. I'm going to talk for 2 minutes and be done. But in our experience, we would talk for like an hour and a half. And by talking, I mean kind of just rambling. But it's funny. It's fun, and people enjoyed it. And so figure out what's fun for you. What do you enjoy talking about? Because if you enjoy it, I can guarantee you that somebody on Twitter also enjoys it. You're not alone. You're not that unique that you are the only person in the entire world who thinks these topics are interesting. I can guarantee you, if you tweet about something writing related, you will probably get some replies. You'll probably get some retweets. Figure out what topics you enjoy, that your audience enjoys, and that you can talk about. And if you do that, if you're following people, if you're building an audience, I can guarantee you that you are just going to blow up on Twitter. You will. Remember, if you follow 100 people every single day, you will have, sorry, I'm doing the math. I am an accountant, but I'm on the spot. 36,000 followers by the end of the year. 36,000 followers. That's if everyone follows you back. Maybe you get half. So you've got 18,000 followers. That's pretty darn good. And that's honestly how I've built over 70,000 followers. I follow people. I tweet consistently. Try to tweet at least once a day. And trust me, guys, you can do this. You don't have to be a superstar to get a lot of followers on Twitter. Thank you all for listening. What are your tips for growing a following on Twitter? Comment below and drop some of your Twitter profiles. Let's start following each other. Thank you all for listening. And please, don't forget to subscribe.